U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, says the U.S. is not looking to start a fight with North Korea, but insists the U.S. needs to keep the pressure on amid these escalating tensions.
Yeah, and she made those statements just this morning, and this comes as the North Korean regime has detained a U.S. citizen. You're looking at a picture of him right there. Tony Kim had been teaching at Pyongyang University of Science and Technology. He was taken into custody as he was getting ready to leave the country. He's now the third American being held by North Korea. The timing this time, very important. Want to bring in CNN senior international correspondent Ivan Watson, live from Seoul in South Korea. Did the regime give any reason for why they're detaining this man?
No, so far we haven't heard any confirmation from the government in Pyongyang. Most of the information is coming from the Swedish embassy there because the U.S. and North Korea don't have diplomatic relations. They don't have embassies in each other's countries, and the Swedes are helping with U.S. interests there. So this was a university professor, Tony Kim. He had been teaching for weeks at Pyongyang University of Science and Technology. He was headed out of the country from the airport when the North Korean authorities took him. And if past track record, past history is any indication, he is in a very serious situation now because there have probably been about a half dozen Americans who've been snatched, some off the plane right before it was about to take off. And most of them, it takes weeks, if not months, for them to be released. In fact, there are two other Americans currently in detention, a UVA student named Otto Warmbier and a businessman named Kim Dong-chul. They face 15 and 10-year hard labor sentences. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, she talked about this morning on morning news programs, and she says the North Koreans are using this new detainee as a bargaining chip. Take a listen.
I think it's absolutely a bargaining chip. I think that's what their intentions are. Whether that's the case or not is something totally different. What we're dealing with is a leader who is flailing right now, and I think what he's trying to do is show his citizens that he has muscle. Whether it's through his rhetoric or whether it's through his actions, that's what he's trying to do.
And, of course, John and Poppy, this comes as the U.S. is in this stalemate with Pyongyang, which insists that it still has the right to carry out nuclear weapons tests and launch ballistic missiles, all of which are banned by the UN Security Council. John and Poppy?
All right, Ivan Watson for us in Seoul. Ivan, thanks so much. A lot of foreign policy questions facing this